Recorded Books presents Skin Deep 3, a Gangsterotica tale, by Shaun Sinclair. Narrated by Ebony Ford and Vance Goodwin. Prologue. Menelik. I was on TV. Well, not me, really. It was an actor impersonating me. Not a very good impersonation, either. He was going through some of the crimes I committed while John Walsh narrated, calling me a coward from the comfy confines of America's Most Wanted headquarters. How brave of him. I couldn't understand how dudes in the joint loved to watch cops and America's Most Wanted. Seemed to me they'd get enough of the police. I mean, damn, we were surrounded by them all day. Still, the two shows were must-see TV on the rock. Normally, I wouldn't have been watching it. I just happened to be playing chess when I saw Trenton, New Jersey pop up on the bottom of the screen. That caught my attention. So I tuned in as John Walsh spoke of my misdeeds, tales of murder and mayhem atop an ominous backdrop. His words made me out to be Bin Laden incarnate as he spoke about my climb to the top of the underworld, terrorizing drug dealers with medieval tactics. Then the show switched to my second most heinous act, Born. The bad actor imitating me stood outside the caravan bar with a JanSport backpack on. Impressing me, they filmed the scene at the actual building. On the screen, the actor walked inside the caravan amidst a raucous crowd dancing to Method Man and Mary J. They'd really done their homework. The actor mingled with a few girls and sipped a few drinks by the bar. Then in slow motion, he stepped on the small dance floor, roughhoused the dancers out of the way, and licked 2 shots in the ceiling from a Glock. After the music stopped, and all eyes were on him, he shouted, "This what happens when niggas don't pay me my money." He dug into the backpack and pulled several severed heads from his backpack and tossed them around the room like he was tossing gifts. The last head he extracted from the bag, he held it high in the air and kissed it. Then he dropped it on the floor and stomped on the head with a wheat-colored Timberland boot. Behind me, I heard some of the supposedly hardest felons inside SCDC cringe at my glorious act. One guy who had allegedly killed 3 people himself looked away, shaking his head as if he wasn't deemed a savage himself. Me? I was laughing, thinking, where did they get this shit from? The caravan scene was just the beginning of the story, though. John Walsh promised they had more proof that would substantiate I was a monster and needed to be stopped. Right after the commercial break. While the show was on break, guys yelled for their partners to come and watch the remainder of the show. Some real gangster shit was on, they said. It was like a movie, they claimed. Only this wasn't a movie. This was my life. The highlight of my sinful past, and the one deed that could put a needle in my arm. And they were chewing on it for their entertainment. When the show returned, the Rock was packed with thugs waiting to see some real gangsta shit. John Walsh teased the audience so bad I was waiting to see what else he had. I wasn't prepared for what he revealed, though. On the television, grainy footage from a dashboard cam showed me in my glory moment, popping shots of the police from my iron horse. Some real desperado shit. From this vantage point, I learned and saw things I never knew before. Like how cops screamed like bitches and begged God for mercy when I sent that lightning through their windshield. How the blood from one of the pigs burst out and sprayed the window like a piñata had been busted open and his life's essence was candy. I could hear the garbled radio transmissions as the authorities panicked and warned of shots fired. On the screen, I was relentless, more fearsome and vicious than I ever imagined. I was sure they'd never seen the type of heat I was bringing by the way they panicked on the radio. When my other half dashed to the rescue, they all yelled, "He's getting away!" The screen went black and the radios crackled, "Officer down! Officer down! We need an ambulance on Tyrell Avenue. I repeat, officer down!" Images slowly flashed on screen with an ominous beat in the background. There were photos of the bullet-riddled patrol car. Then photos of the slain officer. Then stills of the spent rounds on the ground below crime scene tape. The screen went dark again, and then slowly came back into focus, showing JY's religious Mazda all
Sample complete. Ready to continue?